Choosing the right malpractice insurance, it's probably one of the most important financial decisions you're going to make for your practice. So let's break down exactly how to get it right.
Think about this number for a second. 1 to 3 crore rupees. That's the potential cost of a single severe negligence claim in India right now. And honestly, sometimes it's even higher. This isn't some hypothetical figure. It's the very real financial risk every doctor faces. So that brings us to the most important question, doesn't it? Is the policy you have right now really enough to protect you against that level of risk? Let's dig in and find out.
First things first, let's be really clear about why this coverage isn't just a nice to have. It's an absolute necessity for every single person in the medical profession.
You see, a good policy does 4 really critical things for you. Number 1, it gives you that financial shield against those huge claims. Number 2, and this is just as important, it gives you immediate access to a team of experienced medical legal lawyers. Third, you'll find it's often a mandatory requirement from the hospitals you're associated with. And finally, it buys you peace of mind. It lets you focus on your patients, not on the constant worry of potential lawsuits.
Okay, now we get to the most fundamental choice you have to make when you're buying a policy. It really boils down to 2 main types, and understanding the difference between them is absolutely critical.
The most common type of policy you'll see in India is called claims-made. Now, this one has a very important condition. For you to be covered, 2 things have to happen. The incident must occur, and the claim must be reported all while your policy is active. If that policy lapses, even for a single day, your protection for everything you've done in the past just vanishes.
Claims-made policies work based on something called a retroactive date. Basically, this is the start date of your continuous coverage. And here's the key thing to remember. You have to protect this date at all costs. Never, ever let it reset when you renew your policy.
So you might be wondering, what happens when I retire, or what if I want to switch to a different insurance company? Well, that's exactly where tail coverage comes in. Think of it as an add-on you buy from your current insurer. It lets you report claims long after your claims-made policy is ended. It's your safety net for all your past work.
Now, the other option is an occurrence policy. This one is much simpler. It covers any incident that happens during the policy period, and it doesn't matter when the claim is actually filed, even if it's years and years after the policy expired. It's basically lifetime coverage for that specific year you were insured.
So let's put them side by side. Claims-made policies, they have lower premiums, but they demand that you have continuous, uninterrupted coverage. Occurrence policies, on the other hand, cost more, but you never have to worry about buying a tail. In the Indian market, you'll find that claims-made policies are just far more common, which makes them the default choice for most doctors.
All right, so once you've picked your policy type, the very next step is to figure out your financial limits. This is all about how much the policy will actually pay out when you need it most. Every policy is going to have a per-claim limit. It's exactly what it sounds like. The maximum amount your insurer will pay for any one single claim that's filed against you. And then you have the aggregate limit. This is the total maximum amount the insurer will pay for all claims combined within one policy year. You can think of it as the total pot of money that's available to you for that entire year, whether you have one claim or several.
So how in the world do you choose the right limits for you? Well, it really depends on your practice. Your specialty is a huge factor. Surgeons and anesthesiologists, for instance, have a much higher risk profile and need higher limits. If you run a clinic with a lot of staff, your vicarious liability risk goes up. And of course, you should always check the minimum coverage required by your hospital.
A standard policy is really just a starting point. To truly protect yourself and your practice, you need to customize it with things called endorsements, or you can just think of them as add-ons.
Let's look at the add-ons that protect your practice as a business. Vicarious liability is a must-have if you have any staff, since it covers you for their actions. In today's world, cyber liability is non-negotiable. A single data breach can paralyze your whole clinic. And with so many remote consultations happening, a specific telemedicine cover is just vital.
Next up are the endorsements that protect you personally. You're going to need cover for consumer courts, sure, but also for any disciplinary hearings before the medical council. And please look for a consent to settle clause. This is so important. It gives you the final say on whether to settle a claim or fight it. It protects your professional reputation, even if settling would be cheaper for the insurance company.
Now let's switch gears and talk about what to avoid. These are the critical red flags, the kind of common mistakes that can make your policy completely useless right when you need it the most. The #1 mistake, without a doubt, is allowing gaps in your coverage. With a claims-made policy, a single day's gap when you're renewing can reset your retroactive date. That effectively erases years of protection for all your past work. You have to renew on time every single time, no exceptions.
Here's the second big red flag: changing insurance companies without buying tail coverage from your old one. If you skip this step, your entire past practice is left completely exposed to any future claims. Believe me, that is a very expensive mistake to make.
And finally, please, never rely only on your hospital's insurance. Their policy is designed to protect the hospital first, not you. There can be conflicts of interest, and the coverage might be way too low for your personal risk. You always need your own individual policy. So, how do you make sure your claim never gets denied? It really all comes down to being transparent. You need to disclose every single specialty, list every procedure you perform, especially the high-risk or cosmetic ones, and you have to update your insurer the moment anything in your practice changes.
This explainer comes to you from Your Med Lawyer, protecting doctors, empowering patients.
As we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought. Your policy is probably coming up for renewal soon. I want you to take a close look at it tonight. Do you really know, what it covers? And more importantly, what it doesn't? The time to find out is now, not when you need it.